this is a time to recognize and encounter Christ in the ordinariness of our daily lives. Hey folks, I hope this video finds you well in every way. And I pray that you had a beautiful and grace-filled season of Advent and of Christmas. But today is January 10th. It's the very first day of the longest season in the liturgical calendar of the Catholic Church, that of ordinary time. You know, oftentimes I used to think, gosh, the word ordinary sounds so ordinary. It just didn't seem like a very noble name to give this longest season in the church. And of course, the dictionary, the definition of ordinary doesn't help matters, because we hear this, the definition is of common, quality, rank, or ability, deficient in quality, poor, and inferior. So that definition is not helpful. But, you know, ordinary time actually is anything but ordinary. You know, ordinary time is not called ordinary based on its level of importance as compared to other seasons of the church, like, you know, Christmas, Advent, Lent, and Easter. The origin of the name ordinary time comes from the Latin word ordinalis, which means numbered and ordered. You know, ordinary time, which occurs between Christmas and Lent, and then again between Easter and Advent, it signifies a numbered or ordered list of Sundays that anchor our lives in the Catholic Church. You know, the vestments and altar cloths, altar linens that we use are usually green. Sometimes we have use white here and there. But green is a color kind of symbolizing hope and growth and new life. And the church during this longest season is inviting us, her children, to hope, to never give up hope, and to use this season as a time of growth. We're also, the church is inviting us to meditate upon the whole mystery of the person of Jesus Christ, His life, His miracles, His teachings, His passion, His crucifixion, His death, to meditate on all of these things, the mystery of Christ in light of His glorious resurrection. You know, this ordinary time is a time of conversion, a time of maturation, a time of quiet growth. And also, this is a time to recognize and encounter Christ in the ordinariness of our daily lives. You know, Brother Lawrence, he, in speaking about these encounters with Christ in the ordinariness of life, he said this once: men invent means and methods of coming at God's love. They learn rules and set up devices to remind them of that love. And it seems like a world of trouble to bring oneself into the consciousness of God's presence. And then he said, yet it might be so simple. Is it not quicker and easier just to do our common business wholly for the love of Him, our love of Christ? You know, this message is beautifully simple. Beautifully simple. You know, the fact that our kitchens, our offices, our backyard, our school, our cars, you know, wherever it is that we find ourselves conducting day-to-day life, these places can become like little chapels in which we can encounter the living Jesus Christ. Of course, there's no greater place to encounter Christ than in a Catholic church. There, Christ is present, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. But you know, we can't always be in a Catholic church adoring Christ in the church. And what Brother Lawrence is saying, when we invite Jesus into our workplace, our homes, our cars, whatever routine thing we are doing is immediately elevated to the holy. That's a powerful thought. That when we invite Christ into these ordinary activities of our lives, these things, everything is then elevated to the holy. You know, for Brother Lawrence, there was no fractured self. He found a way to be his holy self no matter what he was doing. And I really believe what was true for him can be true for us if we apply this beautifully simple message to our lives. And, you know, the mundane chores of our lives, the day-to-day chores, the day-to-day things that we have to tick off and do. You know, God cares about all of them. God cares about every single little thing we do. You know, all you have to do is remember to invite Him along. To invite Jesus into all of these seemingly mundane chores and duties that we have. So remember, Jesus was called Emmanuel, which means God with us. God certainly, truly is with us. No matter what we're doing, working, cooking, running errands, I invite us all to be ever mindful of the importance of inviting Jesus along for the ride. Invite Him into running errands, shopping, cooking, vacuuming, whatever it is we're doing, let's invite Jesus in. And remember, at that moment, all of these little things will be elevated to the holy. And speaking of holy chores, I need to go do the dishes. Well, welcome to my kitchen. I want to tell you just briefly a kind of a funny story, but yet profound story about Saint Teresa of Avila. You know, she was a great Carmelite nun. She was a great reformer of her order. And one day, she was looking for a young novice who didn't show up to the kitchen to do her chores. And so she looked all around. She finally found her in the chapel, which is a great place to be found. But we also know we got to get our chores done too. And so she very lovingly kind of escorted her back to the kitchen. And on the way back, she said something very profound to that young novice. And I think it's so meaningful for us as well. Know that even when you are in the kitchen, our Lord moves amidst the pots and the pans. What a beautiful reminder of how we can encounter Jesus Christ, the living Christ, even amidst the pots and the pans. And so I just wanted to share that story with you, and I just want to encourage all of us to have a wonderful season of ordinary time. And I just want to remind us all too that unless we let it, there's nothing ordinary about ordinary time. And I hope this video and this channel is helpful. And if it has given your life some value, if you like what you see and what you hear, I encourage you to subscribe, to ring that notification bell, and to like the video. And tell others about this video. And so I will see you next Monday. Time to go back to work.